Welcome back to our tour of American League ballparks. I mentioned earlier that we didn't have time to show all the ballparks in the American League, so we picked the 5 with the most unique characteristics, according to our team of experts. And the next ballpark on our tour is located in Texas, along the Nolan-Ryan Expressway. It's the ballpark in Arlington, and at first glance, it looks like Oriole Park on steroids. But everything's big in Texas, so it's only fitting that a big ballpark would have a big superstar with a big salary. Did I say big? I meant gargantuan. His name is Alex Rodriguez, or A-Rod, and in 2000, the Texas Rangers made him the highest-paid ball player ever to play the game. Now he only visits Texas since his recent trade to the Yankees, but don't worry, there are still plenty of other reasons for you to visit Arlington, too.
You really know that you're in Texas when you approach that ballpark. It has a tremendous facade of Longhorns. There's replicas along the facade of the Alamo and cattle ranching, which is part of the Texas tradition.
It looks a lot like the Colosseum in ancient Rome. It has all the Roman arches, and it has a lot of the friezes of Texas history and a lot of the small things that really harken back to ancient Rome and sort of the Roman architecture.
The granite used in the exterior of the park came from a quarry in Marble Falls, Texas. There are lots and lots of signs around the ballpark that are in the shape of the state of Texas.
People that take the tour are very surprised at how much it looks like an old-fashioned ballpark, which was what our architect wanted it to look like. We didn't cover over it. So it does look like an old-fashioned baseball park, and everybody seems to enjoy that.
The ballpark in Arlington is a good example of a facility that can be enjoyed by the community all year round. Now, one of the more popular features that you and your family can visit is the Baseball Museum.
When they were designing the ballpark in Arlington, they made a very smart move in leaving space for a baseball museum. And indeed, it's a fully operational one out in right center field that every baseball fan will want to visit.
The Legends of the Game Learning Center is a wonderful place to take your kids before the game, and they're actually getting a science lesson and they don't know it, because it is a bit of a science center / children's museum / historical venue.
We have 3 levels. On the ground floor, we have over 100 artifacts from the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. We have artifacts from Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, Lou Gehrig, all the baseball great legends. On our second floor, we have Texas Rangers history, ballpark architecture history, and a great exhibit on the Texas Leagues. We also have a 225-seat theater that features stadium-style seating. We use that for a lot of children's programs and even wedding receptions. On our third floor, we have an interactive children's learning center. We use baseball to teach about history, math, science, geography, and communications. The kids come up and play with interactive games and have a great time learning.
There's also a wonderful computer game in there that they can play like they're a catcher, and they can catch Nolan Ryan's fastball. He will walk them and talk them through catching one of his fastballs, and it's a lot of fun. Everybody stands in line for that one.
There's a lot of youth groups and kids that will come here to the ballpark when the team's out of town for a sleepover. And included in that sleepover are movies and games and pizza. And in the morning, before they go home, they get to take a tour of this great facility. So a ballpark tour, and you get to spend the night and watch a movie, eat a little pizza. Not a bad idea for a sleepover at a ballpark.
In addition to the tours and the sleepovers, you can have your birthday party there, or even get married.
People might be surprised to know that we have about 30 weddings a year here at the ballpark. We do the ceremonies in our theater and have the reception out here in the museum, or we can even do the ceremonies at home plate now, which is really fun. The bride and groom get married at home plate, take a gator ride through the concourse with a just married sign on the back, and then have the reception here at the museum. The Texas Rangers give them a gift of an engraved Louisville Slugger bat with their name and wedding date on it, and it's a lot of fun for everyone involved.
As you park park your car to go to a game at the ballpark of Arlington, the walk from your car into the ballpark is a wonderful one, because not only do you see this beautiful retro ballpark gleaming at the top of the hill in front of you, you also see the Dr. Pepper Youth Park, which is a miniature representation of the large stadium next door.
We all understand that a 9-inning ball game is going to take at least 2.5 hours, and these days a lot longer. And it's kind of hard for guys and girls that are under 12 to sit still for 2.5 hours and watch a ball game. So we put a little wiffle ball park out there in our sports park, and there's also some t-ball cages and some things for kids to do. It's like I say, we strive for the family atmosphere out here.